Welcome in, y'all. Got a couple of minutes before we get going here. A beer with only... Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer, America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
Oh, say
howdy hi, and how the hell are you? And a happy spring training to you, girls and boys, here on the BCR. As we're set to bring you this game and get you ready for the boys of summer. Opening day is quickly approaching, and there's still a lot of questions to be answered out on the diamond. So kick back and relax. Grab you a cold one, as we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of radio baseball. We'll hit the lineups as the game moves on. Wherever you are, we'll take you out to the warm sunshine and the beautiful blue skies of spring training baseball. Make sure to hit that subscribe and set the alerts, as we've got a full docket of spring baseball coming your way leading up to opening day. So with the spring in our step, the wind at our back, and the sun high in the sky, let's put it all aside and head out to the old ballpark. Good afternoon, y'all. Double dip. We just came over from Yankees Orioles. It's still 2-0 over there. We'll keep you abreast of the score there, top of the 8th. We'll be keeping you here from 3 to 5, and then we'll bid you adieu until tomorrow when we have Braves versus the Rays, and that's a 12:45 first pitch. The plan is to bring you all 9 innings of that game. We do have somewhere we have to be Saturday evening, but as long as it's not a terribly long game, I should be okay. Good to see Raymond and Gary and James, Peta. Everybody loves Raymond. Gary the Real McCoy. James Fisher King. Cubs and Whitesox on the way. As soon as it's ready to roll, we'll open up the screen. There are a couple of scores to get you caught up in the world of baseball. Head to the scoreboard real quick. I already told you the Orioles lead the Yankees 2-0. That game's heading to the 8th. Kansas City, Texas just getting underway, as are a couple other games out here in the Cactus League, along with our game, White Sox and Cubs. So we welcome in WQVZ 1700 AM, Mission Radio. Diamondbacks and Rockies are set to begin, as well as the Padres and the Mariners. They're in the 6th inning at Red Sox Park, and the Red Sox are taking on the Connecticut Huskies. They lead the college baseball team 12-2. Golden Gophers of Minnesota are taking on the Twins tonight. If you're looking for baseball to look at, I don't know if that's being televised. I don't see. They are showing it as must be being broadcasted because they're showing it as a free game for MLB.com tonight. So if you're looking for something to watch, they just don't show who's actually broadcasting it, but it does look like it's going to be an option. So if you want to check out some baseball tonight, they'll be at it. We are just about set, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in the Cactus League. First pitch on the way from Jameson Taillon is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. White Sox are the away team, Cubs the home team, Chicago versus Chicago. Windy City Showdown. The 0-1 down and away 1. Meet at the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase the curveball outside wide. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Get that off the screens. I do believe we have our. There we go. 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3, and 1 up, 1 down to start the Cactus League for the Chicago Cubs, the Chicago White Sox, and Jameson Taillon. Your lineup looks like this today. For the White Sox, it's Meade leading off, who we just saw. Teal is coming to the plate, the hind catcher. Hayes batting third as the first pitch on the way is swung on and slapped up the middle. That's going to be a spinning toss, 6-3 on the putout. Kingery is playing short today, so we will not see Dansby Swanson. And there's quickly 2 down. Hayes batting third. Murakami coming over from the Japanese league. He is batting cleanup. First pitch swinging. That ball is cranked high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. A solo shot by the Pale Hose. And we got ourselves a 1-0 game. White Sox jumping on top early. Sitting dead red. Austin Hayes, 106 miles an hour off the bat. And it's 1-0. 428 happy feet later. That we will get to see Murakami here in the first inning. Wasn't sure if we were going to get to him. His first pitch on the way, righty-lefty matchup up top. For strike, it's, yeah, they call that a ball. Excuse me, it's 1-0. Looked like it hit the top of the zone. Batting cleanup, Murakami, swing and a miss. His first at bats in Major League Baseball. 1-0. 1-1 count. It was a bit of a surprise when he signed with the White Sox at the 1-1, chopped over the second. That's going to be an underhanded 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. So Taillon cleans up his mess but gives up a run. It's 1-0 White Sox. The Northsiders will try to see if they can answer the Southsiders when we return.
Off with your dry January. I mean, well done. Yeah, well done. If you're doing dry January, well done you. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really proud for you. I'm really happy that you told, absolutely everyone. Well done you. I mean, I wouldn't say that you're self-obsessed and need to get out more, maybe get a hobby or maybe enjoy life because we don't know how many days we've got left on this earth. But well done you. Off with your dry January.
This is how you answer a door in my neighborhood.
Batting third, playing right field, Roberto Clemente.
12-time All-Star and the league MVP in 1966, Roberto was one of the most dynamic players to ever put on a uniform.
Pittsburgh, they call him the Great One.
He's one of those guys that I would have paid to watch.
They're still trying to figure a way to pitch to this batting king.
4 batting titles, the 3,000 career hits, 317 lifetime average.
If Roberto can reach the ball, he'll swing at it.
Roberto could hit, oh yes, but his fielding was legendary.
Everybody knows he was a great hitter, but he was one of the most unbelievable right fielders.
Defensively, he had no peers.
His 12 gold gloves will attest to that.
A bullet for an arm.
Almost 5,000 outs could be traced directly to the great one.
He's going to try for third. It may be close. He's out.
Greatest right fielder in the game of baseball, Roberto Clemente. Bobby, congratulations on a great World Series.
The 71 World Series was his showcase. Did anybody ever have a better World Series?
Clemente hit .414 with 12 hits in those 7 games and cemented his legacy with one throw.
What a throw! And what a magnificent performance from Pittsburgh's right fielder, the great Roberto Clemente.
Hey y'all, it's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is Ultima. Hey honey, are you a Nissan? Because I want you Ultima self.
Welcome back. First pitch right there to Long is for a strike. Cannon on the mound for the White Sox. White Sox lead it 1-0. It's 0-1. Right-handed Cannon fires the pitch. Swing. Slices it foul. 1-2. Jonathan Long, AAA last year, batted .305 with an 883 OPS and 20 home runs. He's at first base today. The 0-2 down and away, 1-2. 1-2 count. Really like this Chicago Cubs stadium that they have built out here in Arizona. Much like some of the others, the 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the high cheese on the inner track. One away. They've done a good job of trying to make sure that the stadium looks pretty close to what you would get in Chicago if you were at home. Few of these stadiums have done that. It's really hard to replicate, but they've done a pretty good job. First pitch on the way is down and away for a ball to Alex Bregman. It's 1-0. Alex Bregman, ex-Boston Red Sox, the Red Sox Stadium, has done a good job. They built a mini green monster in the Grapefruit League. Is the 1-0 pitch. Swing. Lifts it into right center field. Cruising over and making the high catch. 2 down, F9 in your scorecard. It's Long, Bregman, Suzuki, and Amaya, the 1, 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Cubs. Carlson is batting 5th, Ramirez 6th, McCormick 7th, Murray 8th, and Kingery 9th. Around the horn left to right for the White Sox as the first pitch is up. Snapping bender down and into Saya Suzuki. It's 1-0. Left to right for the White Sox in the outfield, it's Hayes, Hill, and Peters. Around the horn, left to right, Meade, Murray. As the pitch is a swing and a miss, it's 1-1. And I've been debating on how to pronounce this man's name, but we're going to take a swipe at it. Antanashi is playing second, and Murray playing first. Excuse me. Teal is behind the plate. 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, slaps it foul. 2-2. Cannon working pretty quickly out here. The 2-2. Brings it, swing, lifts it high and deep, going back on the track, and that ball is gone. So Seiya Suzuki ties it up with a home run of his own, and it's 1-1 here in the Cactus League. Chicago ties it up with Chicago. James, you're asking about the merch. We plan on having everything put together here in the next couple of weeks, well before opening day. Got a couple of things that we're basically trying to work out the kinks to make sure everything is a go. First pitch on the way to Amaya is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Outside wide, ball 2-2. 2-0 count, 1-1 your score. If you're just joining us, solo shot by Hayes and a solo shot by Suzuki. We put the White Sox and Cubs knotted at 1 in the first. 2-0 down and in, ball 3, 3-0. 3-0 count. High and out of the zone, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. One on, 2 outs. Dylan Carson coming to the plate. Left-handed bat. First pitch up top. Called for a strike, it's 0-1. Dylan Carlson, drafted by the Cardinals in 2016 in the first round. And most Cubs fans will remember him as a St. Louis Cardinal through 2024. Played with Tampa Bay on the back end and played with the Orioles last year. Signed a minor league deal with the Cubs in the offseason. The 0-1 misses high and out of the zone 1. 1-1 count. It's a .233 lifetime hitter, batted .219 last year. As the 1-1 slices a foul 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So we get it tied up at 1. Cubs and White Sox. We head to the second inning. 2 home runs already. We'll be back in a flash.
You know, the only people that ever remember all of those holidays and weekends that you worked for your company is your actual family, not your work family. That boss that calls you family, that got a goldfish brain. He can't remember it.
Hey.
No, stop. Don't do that.
Hey, no, I gotta say something. Hey, I don't know whose kid this is over here in the produce section, but he's breaking up all the eggs, and I gotta clean this up. I'm about to drop kick his so I advise you to come get him.
Y'all, Netflix and Hulu got one more time to raise their prices before I go dust off that DVD player that's been sitting in the garage.
Fenway Park, this is not a park, this is a factory, and the brick facade and everything and the little red door on Yawkey Way was called Jersey Street back then. And then you walk through the gates and you come through that little tunnel, and then all of a sudden you see the green of the seats, the green of the wall, the green of the field, and the little dirt cut out, and the proximity of the foul line to the stands, and just the closeness of the bullpens to the crowd, and it's like you go down all of a sudden on one knee and you bless yourself and you go, thank God for making me a ball player, because it's heaven.
As a game, I think it's the most interesting game. The units of measure are easy to deal with. The connection to history is plain. You say to an avid basketball fan, what's Kareem's final point total? And what was Wilt's when Kareem passed it? What's Peyton's final yardage total? What was Jim Brown's when Peyton passed it? Even the avid football or basketball fan doesn't know, but the casual baseball fan knows all of these landmarks of history, of individual achievements, of twists and turns in the game's history. 1947 means Jackie Robinson. 1961 means Roger Maris. 1969 means Men Walked on the Moon.
Welcome back. Pitch on the way is swung on and lifted down the line. Foul. Tyon back out there to work versus Hill. He'll slice it into the crowd. Top of the second inning. One to one your score. 1-1. Slices it back foul. It's 1-2. So 1-2 count. Seiya Suzuki and Austin Hayes both with solo shots in the first inning. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. Held up 2-2. Hill at the plate. Antanashi on deck and Lee in the hole. Pitch on the way is down and away, and that'll load up the count. It's 3-2. Baltimore did hold on to win that game 2-0, so literally missed nothing. There wasn't another base hit after we left that game. The pitch is high and inside, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Tyon brings it. Swing and a miss. Nasty bender underneath the hands. It's 0-2. Sam Antanashi. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, so we're going to keep calling him Sam going forward. He spent all of 2025 with 3 different levels in the minor leagues, and they flip it over to first real quick. 3 games in rookie ball, 64 in high A, and 49 in double A is the 0-2 pitch. Swing! That ball is belted. High and deep. Down and out. A 2-run shot. It's 3-1 White Sox. Holy Toledo, this kid packs a punch. That was a no-doubter. Pitch down and away. 2-1. Lee, the designated hitter, but he's a catcher by trade. Drafted by the Astros in the first round back in 2019. The 2-1 pitch. Right there for a strike. 2-2. Played his college ball at Cal. So already we've got 3 home runs in this game. Much more offensive explosion than the first game we covered. If you missed that one, Baltimore beat the Yankees. 2-0. The 2-2. Swing, slaps it back foul. Sox 3, Cubbies 1, top of the second inning. We'll be here till 5 p.m. Eastern, bringing you the action here on the BCR. Second part of the doubleheader, the 2-2. Out high, ball 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Chris, the Braves are tomorrow. We bring the Braves to you tomorrow, 12:45. Braves versus Tampa. The payoff pitch, swing, slices it towards right field. That's down for a base hit. And another base runner for the White Sox, and Taillon has been on the ropes. Quick mound visit out there to talk to Taillon, 25 pitches into the game. Now remember, they've got that weird rule here in spring training where a manager can pull a pitcher in the middle of an inning and then put him back out there if they don't want that pitcher to get too many pitches in one inning. You don't see it a ton, but we have seen it over the last couple of years doing these spring training games. They do have a right-hander, Schultz, working up in the bullpen. He looks like he's just about ready to go, so Taillon doesn't get himself out of this pretty quickly. They may sit him down, but they could bring him back out for a third inning, though typically your starters only go 2 innings. First pitch on the way is high and outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0, and on the play, runner makes it down to second base. That'll be a stolen base. Peters standing at the plate. Righty-lefty, the pitch. Swing. Lifts it into center field. That's down for a base hit, and the run's going to come home to score. An RBI single for Peters, and the Chicago White Sox lead this one 4-1 here in the top of the second. Pitches. You got to figure somewhere around the 30 mark they may be trying to get him out of there. First pitch on the way is up top inside to the number 9 hitter, Murray. It's 1-0. It's also the number 9 hitter at the plate. They may only wanted to see Taillon go one time through the order, so there's that factor as well. Schultz appears to be ready to roll, so this may be his last batter. 1-0 inside. 2-0. 2-0 count. Standing on deck is Meade. Pitch on the way, swing, pops it up. First can of corn of the season. It'll finally come down, and the catch is made there by the first baseman Long, 2 down. 2 down and runner at first. We'll see if they let Taillon pitch to the man coming to the plate. Looks like they will. 31st pitch of the outing. Righty-righty matchup. They're going to flip it over there to first, keep the runner close by. Four to 1 your score. White Sox lead the Cubs. The pitch is high and inside, almost gets him in the arm. The 1-0. Right there on the outer edge. 90-mile-an-hour cutter up there on the outer cut. It's 1-1. Teal is on deck. Hayes, who hit that home run earlier, standing in the hole. 1-1. Just misses ball 2-2. Two-one count. Pops it up. High into center field, fighting the sun out there is Suzuki. He'll make the catch. F8 your scorecard. 2 down. Looks like Council's going to come out and get Tyon, so that will be it. We'll take a quick break. When we return, runner at first, 2 outs. We're in the top of the second. And Tyon appears to be through. Chicago White Sox 4, Chicago Cubs 1 here in the Grapefruit League.
One thing about me is that I will buy that coffee. I will. Do I need it? First off, watch your tone. Second off, not at all. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it, babe. I don't. Pockets empty, hearts full. Cheers to that, bucko.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Is It Allergies? Is it COVID? Is it my period? Or is this just how my body feels in my 30s?
One thing about me is that I will be having a Diet Coke. I will be having a Diet Coke. I will be enjoying this beverage. And I make my own money, so I spend how I like, and I spend it on Diet Coke sometimes, because that's what I want to do. And nothing grinds my gears more than whenever I'm sipping on my Diet Coke, and somebody's like, you know, that's just as bad for you as the regular thing. Oh my God. Oh my God, I did not know that I asked. I was not aware that I asked.
And to throw out the ceremonial first pitch, the roar for the Yankee Clipper, Joe DiMaggio. As Joe, Yankees of today still in awe of the Clipper. As a player and as a man.
Pete Rose had played in 3,562 games, come to bat 14,035 times, and made 4,256 hits, more than any other man in all 3 categories. He had been a hero to 2 generations of baseball fans, Cincinnati's favorite citizen, so popular that a member of the city council once tried to get him declared a civic landmark to prevent his ever playing anywhere else. He seemed to be a throwback to some mythical earlier age of hit-and-run, hard-scrabble baseball when players played for the pure joy of it.
Welcome back. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Schultz to Teal. Teal taking a mighty hack. It's 0-1. Runner at first. 2 outs. White Sox lead the Cubs 4-1 here in the second. 0-1. This is outside 1-1 count. Kyle Teal, who's behind the plate today, drafted by the Red Sox in 2023 on the pitch on the ways. It's swing and a miss. It's a 1-2. Might have got a piece of it. Played his college ball for the Virginia Cavaliers. 14th pick overall in the 2023 draft. The 1-2. Slices it foul down the left field line. We'll do it again. Atlanta Braves versus Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow. We'll come on the air about 12:45. First pitch at 1 o'clock. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike him out, and they're going to throw down to second base, but for no real reason, as that ended the inning. And Amaya kind of laughing to himself as he heads off to the dugout. 4-1 your score. The Cubs will grab the sticks when we return, see if they can get it all knotted back up.
The best part about being a dude is that you can run alone at nighttime.
Come here, little boy. So come to find out, the barber that lives around the corner from me just got arrested for selling drugs. You just never know about people, man. I've been going to this dude for 12 years. Never knew he was a barber. She's crazy, man.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Craig Biggio is remembered as a great contact hitter and one of the best Astros ever. In 1997, he played 162 games without grounding into a double play, becoming the only player to ever do that.
Dude, I'm so tired. I'd do anything to get 8 hours of sleep at night. Oh, just go to bed 8 hours before you have to wake up. Nah.
Baseball had become one of the biggest entertainment industries in the country, and when war actually came in April, the owners saw no reason to stop playing.
With an astonishing disregard for the new proprieties and new decencies, the so-called magnates of baseball have proclaimed in both leagues their unswerving adherence to the wretched fallacy of business as usual. New York Times.
The owners argued that baseball should be declared an essential wartime industry so that players would be exempt from the draft. It didn't work.
July the 21st, 1918. Baseball received a knockout wallop yesterday when Secretary Baker ruled players in the draft age must obtain employment calculated to aid in the successful prosecution of the war or shoulder guns and fight.
Fresh recruits drilled on the Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey, where Brooklyn and Manhattan teams had developed the game of baseball 70 years before. Some ball players found jobs in defense industries where they were paid handsomely to play on company teams. But 247 major leaguers did serve, and 3 were killed in action.
Welcome back. Good to see some familiar faces back into the fray. Bottom of the second we go. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. From Cannon to McCormick. McCormick is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Chas McCormick batting .210 last year with the Astros. Signed a minor league deal with the Cubs back in January. And there was a time where they thought he was the heir apparent out there in the outfield. Possibly play either center or left, and his bat just fell off a cliff, and he never really has regained his form. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. McCormick chases one up top. Good to see you, since you. The 1-2. Inside 2-2. So 2-2 count. Also, we've seen Chris in the chat as the pitch on the way. Swing. That ball is going to get slapped through the hole, and it's a leadoff single for the Chicago Cubs. Hard hit rocket in between the 5-6 hole. Chas McCormick is on. With nobody out. Here to start the second inning. Whitesox 4, Cubs 1. That'll bring Pedro Ramirez to the plate. Ramirez batting 6th in the order. First pitch up top. It's only 1. That's 7th in the order. They flip-flop McCormick and Ramirez last minute because we filled out the lineup card right before the game as the pitch on the way. Is fouled back. You get that a lot in these spring training games. They go on a whim. Wait a minute. I didn't mean to do that. Let me run it out there. So an 0-2 count. Pitch. Just misses high and outside. The 1-2. Flips it over to first real quick to keep McCormick close by. I swear when we saw Chas McCormick a couple of years ago in Houston. I mean, he was looking like a perennial all-star. When I saw him in the lineup today, I was like, is that the same guy? Houston's already given up on him? The pitch on the way is inside, bounces. It bounced on the ground, but it did hit the batter, so he'll head on down to first, and the Chicago Cubs will have runners on first and second. Nobody out. It bounced on the ground and then hit his foot coming back up. It appears to be fine. Money Man, good to see you. So first and second, nobody out as we clean that up. B.J. Murray, the batter, and he slices the first pitch, fouling into the stands. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Murray, the designated hitter today. The 0-1. Looked like a pretty good pitch, did not get the call. 1-1. Cannon, by the way, is about to throw his 30th pitch. That's about where we saw Tyon get pulled. B.J. Murray, 5'11", 205-pounder, is a third baseman by trade, but is the DH today. He's been in the Cubs minor league organization since 2021. Last year in Knoxville, he batted .243 with 20 home runs. The 0-2, high and out of the zone, 1-2. 1-2 count. Four to 1 your score. White Sox lead the Cubs. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch, swing, chops it over to first. Going to have a tough time getting the handle on it. Grabbing it eventually is Murray, and he'll flip it on a 3-1 put out. And the runners will move up 90 feet. So what could have been a double play, if not for the boot, ends up being a G3 or G 3-1 in your scorecard. Two runners now in scoring position. Welcome in, Bunny. First pitch on the way is down and away to Kingery. It's 1-0. Kingery, the shortstop for the Cubs today. Dansby Swanson out of the lineup is the 1-0. Down and away, ball 2-0. Scott Kingery. Most of y'all would remember him as a Philadelphia Philly. He was with the Phillies in basically a bench role, a little bit of platoon from 2018 all the way to 2022. And he does not make another appearance in the major leagues except for 19 games last year with the Angels. Is the 2-0 right there for a strike 2-1. Always had really good speed. Pitch on the way, swung on and sliced back foul. It's 2-2. Four to 1 you're scored. White Sox lead the Cubs. We've already had 3 home runs in this game. 2 by the Sox, 1 by the Cubs. The 2-2. Fisted down the third base line foul. We'll do it again. Seiya Suzuki hit a solo shot for the Cubs in the bottom of the first inning. As far as the White Sox, it was a solo shot by Austin Hayes and a 2-run bomb by Antonashi. The Pitch on the way. That ball is sliced back foul. So Kingery with the 2-2 count. Bottom of the second inning, 2 on. Deuces wild. And standing on deck is the top of the order, and long and to follow would be Alex Bregman. The pitch on the way. Swing pops it up. And that should be a... Oh, he drops it. He drops it. Should have been an easy pop-up behind home plate. It was in foul territory. So Teal, because it's a foul, will not get charged with an error, but he drops it. And he gives Kingery another life. Runners at second and third, 1 out, 2-2 count. Bottom of the second, Sox 4, Cubs 1. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Swing! Slices it back foul. 4-seamer. We'll do it again. Pitch up top. Caught looking, strike 3, punched him out at the top of the zone. 2 down. That'll bring the top of the order up with Long coming to the plate. For you Cubs fans, we got something new for 2026, as that's going to be it for Cannon. We're going to send him to the showers. We'll be back in a flash. Tell you what we got on deck for Cubs broadcasts starting here in 2026 when we return. 4-1, Sox lead it. Top of the order, 2 on. And the Cubs have the sticks. Mac McGee
And we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
it is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help,
Braves Country Radio.
and it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
Join our team. We really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Welcome back. So new for this year for the Chicago Cubs, the short of it is the easiest way to explain it. When the Cubs are at home, they play on Fridays. It is 99.9% of the time it is a day game. And we wanted to cover the Cubs a little more, mainly because so many of us grew up on the Braves with the Superstation, but also grew up on the Cubs and the Superstation with WGN. So this year, if it's possible, the only thing that would block it is if the Braves were playing or something weird happened. If the Cubs are at home on Friday on a day game, we're going to bring you a doubleheader that day. Cubs first and Braves following that night. First pitch on the way is down and away to Long. It's 1-0. You'll notice we're doing several more doubleheaders than we ever did last year. For those of y'all who may not have been with us during the offseason. We're going to average 2 to 3 doubleheaders a week, and they're going to be day-night doubleheaders, splits. The 1-0 slices it foul. After realizing how hard it is to do double dips with no break, and it just wears on your voice, we realized we're better off grabbing the day game when the Braves play the night and vice versa. But consistently, we want to have the Cubs here on Friday. Because, I grew up on that, knowing that on Friday afternoon, you knew that the Cubs were at home. That kind of started off your weekend. Pitch on the way is sliced foul, 1-2. Runners at second and third. There are 2 outs, and the Cubs trail by 3, 4-1. So hopefully that'll be a fun tradition that we'll get to start here with the Cubs fans. The 1-2. Swing chopper back to the mound and jumping on it, flipping to first. And that'll be a 1-3 put out. The White Sox dodge a bullet. So the Cubs get a couple on, but nothing doing. We'll be back in a flash. 4-1 your score. The White Sox grab the sticks when we return.
It's not that I hold grudges. It's that I saw who you really are. And ew. Ugh. No, thank you. Barf. Ugh. Yuck.
You do not have to accept her rejection.
Huh. That's an odd start. Let's see where it goes.
I'm a professional dating coach, and I teach guys how to understand the female mind.
Professional seems crazy. Dating seems unlikely. And coach, I wouldn't trust you with your best-looking cousin, let alone a T-ball team. But I digress.
Here's an example. I was talking to a girl.
Unlikely. Sorry, keep going.
And she said, I'm not really interested.
Oh, that makes more sense.
And I, instead of just going, okay, and then just turning away, I did this. Why would you not be interested in me? I'm the best.
At what? Knots? I don't know what your name is, but for the sake of the video, we're just going to call you Silas.
And she's like, oh, how? I'm like, well, you'd have to come over to my house to find out.
Don't go. You already know how to put the lotion on the skin.
I just played into her little game.
Yeah, a woman's no is never won game of the year. Because it's not a game, you dork.
You want to know what I did with her later?
Wore her skin, I'd imagine. And there's no more seconds after that. That's how he decided to end the video. So that guy can get Have a good day. Goodbye.
In 1968, the New York Mets had wound up in 9th place, a record that would have been an embarrassment for some teams, but represented only the second time the Mets had soared so high. When the 1969 season opened, the odds against their winning the pennant were 100-1. And true to form, they dropped 7 of their first 10 games.
So the Mets are 1 out away from their impossible dream.
They won 38 of their last 49 games, take the Eastern Division title by 8 games.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. 4-1 your score. Sox lead the Cubbies. First pitch on the way. Swing and miss up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Opening night in Major League Baseball, for those of y'all who might have been a little bit out of the loop, it's going to be a Wednesday night game for the Giants versus Yankees. Then the full opening day slate is that next day on Thursday. That's March 25th and then March 26th. So Giants, Yankees is the 0-2. Swing and a miss, pulled the string on that one. Man, that was a good pitch. One away. Schultz, 8th pitch of the afternoon, coming on for tie-in. So Giants, Yankees, 8 o'clock Eastern on opening night. We'll have it here, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. And then opening day, we've got a doubleheader. First pitch on the way. Outside, high and wide to Murakami. Overseas free agent. It's 1-0. He was a big shock when he signed with the White Sox at the 1-0 outside wide. 2-0. Supposed to have a pretty good stick, pretty good power. And one of the places I kept seeing him rumored was the Philadelphia Phillies. So it might be a bullet dodged by Braves country that he didn't end up there. As the pitch on the way. Speak of the devil, just swats one through the infield, a worm burner, and it's a 1-out single for Murakami, his first base hit in the major leagues, even though it is the Cactus Leagues, but it's still something. One on, one out. And we were talking about this on the spring training preview show that we did early this morning. I've got a funny feeling the Phillies are going to have a Braves type of season this year. Maybe not with the injuries. It's the first pitch right there on the strike at the knees. It's 0-1. And I know we haven't started off great in our preseason with 2 big injuries to our starting rotation. But there does seem to be optimism in the clubhouse, et cetera, et cetera. When you see the interviews for the Phillies, the 0-1 pitch, that ball is punched through the hole. That's through for a base hit. And runners on first and second and 1 out. Good piece of hitting by Hill there. That'll bring Sam I Am to the plate. They were playing him to pull, and he just punched it through the infield. But there has been some turmoil there in Philadelphia. There was the Nick Castellanos thing that really muddied the waters right before spring training began, as the first pitch on the way is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Realize that is something that held over from last September. There was an incident where Castellanos got into it with the manager Thompson. Long story short, they left on bad terms and never really saw eye to eye. And as opposed to getting rid of him in the offseason, they dragged that out with the pitch right there at the knees. It's 0-2. Schultz trying to either get a double play ball here or possibly a strikeout. Sam I Am hit a 2-run shot his first time up. So you have that going on that's already strange to begin with. But if you remember, when the offseason started for the Philadelphia Phillies, is the 0-2 pitch swing, chops it over to first. That's going to be a 1-6 put out. They're going to try the relay, but Sam I Am will break all the way down the line and beat it out and avoid the double play. There are 2 down. Runner at second moves down to third. So runners on the corners for the White Sox, but there are 2 outs. But in between the incident that happened in September with Castellanos and Rob Thompson, the manager, and then finally releasing him this past week, and he was picked up by the Padres, there was a weird thing that went on right after the season ended for the Philadelphia Phillies, where Dombrowski, the general manager, really had ugly things to say about his star player, Bryce Harper, as the pitch is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Saying that he's not, because the question was referring to, one of the writers referred to Bryce Harper as a star player, and Dombrowski at the podium in front of everybody, as the pitch on the way is banged foul down the third base line. Do it again, 2 strikes. He corrected him and said, well, he's not a star player. And basically what he said was he's a good player, but not a great player. That's the short of what he said. And you could tell it hasn't gone over well by Bryce Harper. They've asked him a few times, and he's kind of like, I don't know why that's being said. As the pitch on the way is outside wide. 2 balls on the count now. White Sox lead the Cubs 4-1, top of the third. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Kyle Lee digging in. Swing. So Deuce is wild now, a 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 on. Schultz trying to fight his way out of this jam. Keep the score right where it's at, 4-1 White Sox, top of the third. The infield is back into the left, huge hole on the right side, where the White Sox have already punched a couple of singles through over there. I'm going to flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. But they asked Harper about it, and he said, well, I found it, I'm kind of summarizing, but he said that when he signed with the Phillies, he was told by Dombrowski in the front office that everything is kept in check. Here's the 2-2 in the dirt. Ball stays in front of Amaya, but the runner at first heads down to second, so second and third and 2 outs. And the short of what he said was, I was told everything was always kept in-house here. Basically, you don't air your dirty laundry to the press. And here you got the general manager airing his dirty laundry to the press. The 3-2. Inside. Man, that looked like one you might want to challenge. Ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. So bases loaded. 2 outs. Ducks all over the pond. And Peters, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. I've just got this feeling the first thing that goes wrong with Philadelphia this year, they're going to end up turning on each other, and it's all Dombrowski's fault. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. As the pitch on the way is up top, misses the zone by a mile. That'll even it up. Four to 1 your score, bases loaded. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that ball's going to get ballooned out there to short. A one-hopper into the glove of Kingery. He's going to stab the bag with his glove, and that'll end the inning. So a nifty defensive play out there by Kingery keeps the White Sox off the board. It's 4-1 north side, or south side, over the north side. We'll be back in a flash. The Cubs grab the sticks when we return.
People always ask, what's the best way to get through the workday if I have difficult coworkers? And I'm going to share with you the one sentence I use that works every single time. Eat
I'm very curious. If you live with your mother, what do you do when you have a girl spend the night? Okay, what do you do when you have a guy spend the night? It's got to be one or the other.
A girl! It would be a girl! Look, for your information, I want to move out, but apartments are very expensive. As it is, we pay $750 for a one-bedroom.
A one-bedroom? Where do you sleep? You share a bedroom with your mother?
Twin beds! Twin beds! There's an entire night table between us!
I've played 20 years in big leagues, but I've been a Royal since 1971. So, it's crazy. It's my 52nd year in the organization. That's mind-boggling to me.
30 years after he retired, George Brett's connection with the Royals is as strong as ever. He's been vice president of baseball operations for the club since he hung up his cleats.
You know how they do these things? You give them money, and anyways, we have one. My family put one in. Thanks for a lifetime of memories, the Brett family, and I don't know where it is.
Can you tell me what you were saying about immigration? Mom said you got in an argument with the lady at the store.
It was nothing. She just was going on about immigration should be open borders and unchecked. And I was trying to explain to her that immigration is like water. Water is good, it's wonderful, it's necessary, it's powerful like immigration, but you can't just have it unchecked. You can't have a flood of water come in. You have to, it'll destroy towns and kill people. You have to take water and channel it and funnel it and control it and organize it, and then it's great. And I was trying to show her that's what it was for immigration. She didn't like it.
And what'd she say?
Call me a racist.
And what did you say?
I told her I hope she drowns.
Dad, you can't say that. You can't tell someone.
Literally, it was just in the moment of the metaphor. That's all.
Welcome back. Miller in the game. Right-hander Tyson Miller face the Chicago Cubs. Righty-righty matchup, swung on by Bregman. He'll bounce it over to third, and it's going to be a 5-3 putout. One away, bringing Seiya Suzuki to the plate. You and me both, Money. We're going to cover as much of that WBC as we can this year. As the first pitch on the way is high and outside wide to Seiya Suzuki. It's 1-0. We covered it quite a bit in 2023. And the plan is to cover all of the American games, all the USA games. It's 1-0 swing and a miss, it's 1-1. And we're going to cover quite a bit of the WBC games that don't involve the USA. Actually taking a couple of days off from work to be able to cover a lot of the series. As the pitch right there misses outside wide, it's 2-1. 2-1 count to Suzuki. Solo shot his first time up. Pitch on the way. Right there for a strike. Man, that, tell you what, that bender's got some nasty spin on it. 2-2. There's going to be a heck of a, I mean, just across the board as the 2-2 misses high, 3-2. You look at the rosters for the WBC, and they are going to be, is the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pumped a fastball right by him. 2 down. U.S. is loaded, which is to be expected, but if you followed this series like I have since its infancy in 2006, the first few times there wasn't much of a groundswell of players wanting to play. Mark DeRosa is the manager for the USA team. As the pitch on the way to Amaya misses for a ball, it's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, 2 outs. DeRosa's done a really good job of recruiting guys this time around as the 1-0. Misses high, 2-0. I think, honestly, that's his greatest strength. Very likable personality. You know, everybody knows him from being on MLB Network, the morning show that they do. And he has got some, I mean, this team is loaded. You're always going to have a hard time filling out your pitching staff just because of what time of year this tournament takes place. It's the 2-0. Pops it up, high in the sky. Should be an F8, fighting it with the sun, running in and making a streamlined catch. Hill had to go to his left at the last second, the speed of light, and he made the catch on the fly. We'll head to the top of the 4th. It's 4-1 White Sox over the Cubbies here in the Cactus League.
Somebody in the relationship got to shut the up. And it ain't going to be me.
Anybody else just kind of feel like their check engine light is on and you're just like, nah, this is fine?
The amount of people who stand in the absolute middle of the aisle in the grocery store. What are you doing? Pick a side. I hate you.
Somebody just came up to me and asked me what I do for a living. I said, mind my damn business. They hiring too. You want me to get you an application?
If you call my phone and I answer the phone and you proceed to say out your mouth, hold on real quick. Don't hang up. Let me pick up this phone call real quick. I promise you I'm hanging up. You think I'm going to sit on the phone waiting on you to finish the phone call with the other person? No. Enjoy the rest of your day. We try it again tomorrow.
Cincinnati took the 4th game 2-0 behind the superb pitching of Jimmy Ring. Eddie Cicotti had pitched well for the Sox, but once again, he made several devastating errors in the field.
There is no alibi for Cicotti. He pitched a great game, a determined game, and one that would have won 9 times out of 10. But he brought the defeat crashing down upon his own head by trying to do all the defensive work. He made the wild throw that gave the Reds their opening, the only real one they had. And he followed that up by grabbing a ball thrown from the outfield and deflecting it past the catcher. A high fly to left, blown by the wind over the head of Jackson, who was playing close in, fouled, and Chicago was beaten.
3 White Sox, Felsch, Gandil, and Shoeless Joe, all of them conspirators, had managed hits that afternoon. Only at bat did Jackson evidently forget the script. He would bat .375 in the series.
On for the Cubbies. Right-hander. Strikeout rate of 27% last year. 36 games. An ERA of over 6. First pitch on the way, fires one in the dirt. 1-0. 1-0. Fastball high and inside. Ball 2-2. I haven't seen, I'm trying to remember if there's ever been, I don't think the Braves allow their pitchers in the WBC for good reason. And you think about this, about the everyday players. Next time around, my guess is Drake Baldwin's going to be in it. As the 3-0 misses high and out of the zone, ball 4. So 4 straight balls. Walks the leadoff man. And the Sox have something cooking here to start the top of the 4th. Good to see you, Will-I. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. Nope, called that a ball. So 5 balls in a row. 1-0 count, runner at first. 1-0. Nasty spinner finally got a strike call. 1-1. Need the leadoff hitter is 0 for 2 with the strikeout and fly out. 4-1 your score. Sox over the Cubs. Pitch on the way is sliced back foul. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Flips it over. Keep the runner close by. Curtis Mead standing at the plate. He's going to be playing for Team Australia in the WBC. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. Strike 3. Kyle Teal, the batter, 0 for 2 with the ground out and a strikeout. First pitch is a sinker down and in, 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. If you haven't seen the roster for the WBC, so at home plate, USA has Cal Raleigh and Will Smith. So that's why Drake Baldwin's not in it this time, because you're only going to carry 2 catchers. You're better off having Drake getting reps back in spring training as opposed to just sitting on the bench. Your typical starting 4 around the diamond, not counting the catchers we just mentioned, is the 1-0 outside wide 2. Hodge is really struggling with the strike zone. Third base is expected to be Alex Bregman. Shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. with Gunnar Henderson backing him up. Second base, Bryce Terang. And first base is Bryce Harper. Goldschmidt is the backup. As the 2-0 misses, 3-0. Ernie Clement's going to be Team USA's utility knife. He can play all over the diamond. And then in the outfield is the 3-0 in the dirt, ball 4. So another 4-pitch walk, second of the inning here for Hodge. And the White Sox have runners at first and second, 1 out, leading by 3. The outfield Aaron Judge in right. PCA or Byron Buxton in center, and then Roman Anthony in left, and that's because of the injury to Corbin Carroll. Kyle Schwarber's your designated hitter, though you could have a couple other guys do the designated hitter role. And then the pitching is bounces off the glove of Amaya and rolls away. Runners will stay put. Pitching looks like this. As far as your starters, Nolan McClain, the rookie from the Mets last year, who was very impressive, is 1-0 down and away. 2-0. Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, Logan Webb. Those will be your main four starting pitchers. You do have Garrett Whitlock, who can do a little bit of a swing action. He's a 3-0 in the dirt, ball, or 2-0 in the dirt, ball 3-3 in it. You do have Clayton Kershaw making one last ride. That might be like the Dodgers postseason ride where you see him but you never see him. Matthew Boyd, Chicago Cub, is on that roster as well. There's a pitch right there for a strike right down the pipe, 3-1. As far as the big name relievers that they have, and Brad Keller's also in there as a reliever. Griffin Jackson as well, and Clay Holmes, who's kind of any day. 3-1 pitch inside, ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. Bases loaded. Ducks all over the pond. Closers, or back of the bullpen, I should say, David Bednar, Mason Miller. You do have Joe Ryan as well, so they'll work him into the starting mix. You got Michael Walker. So some of these guys will come in and just pitch a couple innings. You do have innings restrictions in the WBC because of the time of year that it takes place. The only way Major League Baseball was ever going to agree to it was that they wanted to make sure that there were safety precautions put in. Kershaw is retired, yes. This will be his last go-around on any kind of major stage. Pitch on the way is a swing and a miss to Murakami. It's 0-1. Murakami, who came over for free agency, 1 for 2 on the day, stands in with the bases juiced. The 0-1. Swing, lifts it high and deep into center field. Going back on the track. It's going to bounce off the wall out there in the sun. Seiya Suzuki lost it in the sun, and that's going to be a 2 RBI double. And the White Sox break it open to a 6-1 lead. Suzuki just loses it out there in the sun. He had his glove up, he had his shades on, did everything right, just couldn't find it. And it bounced over his left shoulder up against the wall. By the time it came down, you got runners at second and third, 1 out. He'll be given a double on that, even though we know he should have been caught. And he'll get 2 RBIs and a good start to his spring training career for Murakami. Derek Hill takes the first pitch up high for a ball. It's 1-0. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a single and a run scored today. 1-0, down and away. 2-0 count. Comes set, swing, rifles it back foul. 2-1. 6-1 your score, 2-1 count, top of the fourth. White Sox over the Cubs. One count. Hodge delivers right there for a strike up top. Full count. Standing on deck is Sam I Am. He's got 2 RBIs and is 1 for 2 on the day. Payoff pitch down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And the bases are loaded once again. Looks like Craig Counsell's going to come and pull the plug on Hodge. Might as well. He's been circling the drain since he came in. We'll be back in a flash. I believe they're going to the southpaw when we return. 6-1. Chicago leads Chicago. Sox over the Cubbies here in the Cactus League.
New information out tonight as we learn Alabama math says 4 quarters equals 3.
Doing TV and I got 18. Can't everybody stop for 10 minutes? I mean, everybody seems that's the only. Everybody, can we stick? I mean, it's not that much to ask. Is that when everybody has to move when I'm trying to concentrate? I mean, it's so rude. I can't believe it. It's so rude. Why does everyone all of a sudden have to move? I've had 2 hours to move around. Wait 10 minutes. I'm sorry to explode by that, but it's like no one's ever worked on TV here before. Sunken under the what the do they think I'm doing? I actually can't believe what I just saw. It's like no one here has worked on TV before. And there were 7 people. I mean, we need to use the studio for 15 minutes. Just everybody, you know.
Does anybody else's wife start talking the second she's out of range and you can't hear her? Every single time you're talking, she walks away and just talks. And
Hall of Fame pitcher Rich Goose Gossage was a 9-time All-Star who racked up 310 saves in 22 seasons for 9 different teams.
Struck him out, the Goose with another strong relief appearance.
Gossage often pitched more than just 1 inning.
Workhorse reliever because many times he would come in a game and pitch 3 innings.
Strike 3, Garvey is out on strike.
Everybody stayed around for the 9th inning because, Goose would come in from the bullpen.
Goose was the personification of intimidation.
Goose, of them all the relievers, was the most feared.
Gossage is a menacing-looking right-hander.
He's got that Fu Manchu going, and he had this big barrel chest.
He lived inside on you. This was letting you know one part of the plate is mine, one part is yours, and if you try to go get mine, I will let you know.
Look out! Right off the helmet.
He got him! Oh, that ball jumped right over his back.
There's a difference between me and you, because while you were sitting around, waiting, doing niche, I was out making moves.
Welcome back. 6-1 your score. We're in the top of the 4th inning. White Sox still threatening. The right-hander Kip is coming in. The bases loaded, 1 out. Grant Kip with a 4.22 ERA. Double-A Knoxville last year. Righty-lefty matchup is Sam I Am. Takes the 1-0 right down the pipe. It's 1-1. Kansel, when he went to the mound, he signaled for the left-hander, but maybe he got his wires crossed. 1-1. Down and in, ball 2-2. 2-1 count. Cranked one over the wall his first time up. 2-run shot. 2-1 count. Swing. Chops it over to second. It's going to be a 4, 6, 3. Rally killing inning-ending double play. But not before the Sox put a couple more on the board. It's 6-1. We'll be back in a flash. Northsiders and Southsiders out in Arizona.
People will comment on my videos and they're like, how are you so good at giving just a dead blank stare? Honey, I'm on Prozac. I don't feel anymore.
Pull up your calendar so we can see a time that works best for everybody next week.
Okay, next week I know I don't have a lot of bandwidth.
Okay, well, you know what? Nobody does, because the holidays are coming up and you need to make time, so...
Amanda, it looks like everyone is free on Wednesday, but Brian has a mani and pedi with Miguel.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, Brian, do you not start your workday until 10 a.m.? Okay, you know what, you guys, I don't have time for this. Callie, I need you to take over. I need you to set up a time on my calendar and just toss it up there. I have to go. Goodbye.
Okay, listen. I refuse to let you two bring me down.
Okay, well, I'm not missing my mani-pedi with Miguel again, so...
You know why a hand can never be 12 inches?
Because of how tall you are?
No, because then it would be a foot.
What do you call a lesbian with braces? A box cutter?
Wins his 300th game and then, goes to LA and, pitches okay. But what I always liked about the later years in LA, San Diego, is I think he seemed to be having a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was, I was old and washed up and, my kids were getting older and being in Vegas, I wanted to play somewhere close to home.
Greg Maddux, the professor, is on the mound facing his former team.
Andrew Jones, he said, "You're rooting for him, ain't you?" I said, "I hope we win 1-0 and he gets a no decision."
I think I was 3 for 9 in my 9 at-bats, and I remember pretty much all 3 of them.
And it's hit in the air to right field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Giles has to play it on a hop, and Chipper aboard with a leadoff single to start things here in the 6th inning.
Stole the first 2 times I got on base, and he walks behind the mound. He goes, "If you steal third, I'm doming you the next time up." So I didn't steal third.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to start the bottom of the 4th, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. There is a fan out in the outfield, and I don't know if he's doing a bit like on a podcast or something, or if he's just doing it as a fan because he's carrying a microphone, but it may as well not be a working microphone. But he is dressed like Harry Carey to the nines. 1-1 count to Schweitzer. Schweitzer to Carlson, the lefty-righty matchup. Misses high. 2. I mean, he is a dead ringer. Very well done. The 2-1 count. Misses, ball 3-1. Sox 6, Cubs 1. The 3-1. Misses high, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. He had a blazer on, a white wig, and the big Harry Carey glasses, along with walking around with what looks like a Dixie cup, like a Cubs Dixie cup full of beer and a microphone. He's walking around talking to everybody. Pitch on the way is swung on, chopped over to short. It's going to be a 6-4 putout. Losing his balance, but holding the tag out there is Sam I Am. 1 away, so score at 6-4 in your scorecard. The batter will be safe at first on a fielder's choice. Not sure what caused the stumble, but he did hold the bag. First pitch on the way, swung on. That ball's chopped. This is going to be a tailor-made 6-4-3 inning-ending, rally-killing double play. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 5th we go. Cubbies and White Sox. The Southsiders lead it 6-1.
He said there wasn't a spark between us anymore, so I tasered him.
I mean, honestly, who'd have thought they would have banned you from every escape room game in Tennessee just because you're too good at it? Don't put me in a room made of drywall and tell me I have to escape. I'm getting the fat of that 5 to Sparta kick all the way home. 30 seconds flat, I'm out that promise you.
And what do we say when somebody flirts with us? I like your eyeballs
as well.
Jaden has $1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jaden broke.
That's the beauty of baseball. There's no time limit. You have to let the other guy have an opportunity. It's not basketball. We can run the clock out and pass it around, foul each other for the last 3 minutes of the game. We're not running the ball up the middle or taking a knee like it is in football. You have to face your opponent. Your opponent has every opportunity down to the very last pitch of the game to win a game. That's the beauty of baseball. That's why I love baseball the way I do.
Armchair. Now, for me, I wasn't good enough to guess pitches. I looked for one pitch every at bat, every pitch, fastball right down the middle. Yeah. That's it. As soon as I saw it, I would swing. So I'd look fastball down the middle every single pitch, and my approach was to stay to right center field.
One afternoon on the Brooklyn waterfront, a boy named William Cummings, known to his friends as Candy, noticed that he could make a clamshell curve when he hurled it through the air, and began to wonder if he might be able to do the same thing one day with a baseball. In April 1867, now pitching for the Brooklyn Excelsiors, Candy Cummings tried out his new pitch. Though it was outlawed, everyone started throwing the curveball. Purists were appalled.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back. First pitch from Kip is outside the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Lee takes the 1-0 inside, almost clips him in the jersey. Ball 2-0. Drops a teardrop there at the knees. Calling it a slider, but it dropped in like a curveball. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Swing! Chops it up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for the Whitesox. Top of the 5th. Remember, we'll be taking you all the way up to the 5 o'clock hour. Second part of our doubleheader. Doing a lot of these here in the spring, where we're doing spring training games 1 to 3 on the East Coast and 3 to 5 here in the Cactus League. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's only 1. You'll notice if you watch these games all the way through that it's the also-rans that end up playing in the last third of the ball game. The 0-1 right there for a strike. It's 2. Still be doing quite a few of the Braves games all the way through, like tomorrow's game, but if there's a doubleheader, we're going to jump over. The 0-2. Time is called. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the hard stuff on the inner track. Right underneath his hands. 1 away. We'll be doing the World Baseball Classic. That's from March 5th to March 17th. So it's a Thursday to Tuesday night is the championship. The pitch on the way, swinging, and Murray pounds one over towards the deepest part of the left field corner. It's going to get caught at the wall by Chaz McCormick. F7 in your scorecard. 2 down. That ball looked like it was going to have the lift to get out of here, but right on the edge, just in front of the wall, it falls harmlessly for out number 2. First pitch on the way is inside to Meade. It's 1-0. But to be able to bring you some of these games when we're doing a WBC game that night or whatnot, we're going to do like 2 hours of a Braves spring training game and then get ready for USA Baseball. Is the 1-0. outside wide 2-0. 2-0 count. I think the greatest part about seeing spring training start is that you know the Winter Olympics are finally ending. The 2-0, swing, slices it back foul, 2-1. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot understand why anybody watches people sweep a Roomba up and down and call it a sport. The 2-1. Swing, pops it up. Can of corn just past second base, and making the catch out there is Ramirez, and that'll end the inning. So the White Sox finally go quietly. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 5th. Cubs trail by 5. It's their turn with the Sticks when we return.
You decide to go through your man's phone, don't go checking his text messages. Go to his bank app and send your ass some money. Stop being stupid.
I am starving. I haven't had lunch since yesterday.
Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can.
Dad, I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
You don't even know what I'm saying thank you for yet.
So?
So, you can't say you're welcome when you don't know what I'm thankful for.
There's a million reasons in your life you should be thankful. I'm probably responsible for half of them. And you never say you're thankful for anything unless your mother forces you to, so if you're going to give me this one, I'll take it blind.
I was going to say thank you for bringing home dinner for me last night.
I didn't.
What?
I brought your mother home dinner. She gave you some of hers.
Why didn't you buy me dinner too?
Because you said you had an FFA event from 4:30 to 7:30 and you were going to eat there. I'm not going to buy you dinner and leave it on the counter till 8 o'clock at night, princess, just in case you're hungry. If you're hungry when you get home, nuke something.
What?
Microwave it. Then you could be thankful you have a microwave. And electricity. And a house.
I feel gross, like I'm getting older, I'm gaining weight, like my neck's getting all disgusting. Like, this is where I could really use a compliment.
Your eyesight's good.
But Pete Rose had a secret addiction, gambling. Some years he lost as much as $500,000. And some witnesses testified that he bet on baseball games in which his own team played. Rose denied it. I'd be willing to bet you, he said, if I was a betting man, that I have not bet on baseball.
You know, I said yesterday on another network, I'm happy to look in the camera now and say I never bet on baseball, and I never bet on Cincinnati Red baseball.
His fans refused to believe the charges.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging by the Cubbies to start the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be an easy grounder to the right side. Murakami flips it to Schweitzer, and it's going to be a 3-1 put out if you're scoring at home. One away to start the bottom of the 5th. My biggest problem with it, JJ, with the curl, I don't care what people watch, but every time I would flip over and try to check out some of the Olympics, that crap would be on. Look, I'm not sitting through this, man. I have no desire to learn why in the world people even like it. Is the pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's on one. I've seen some funny clips over it. That's the only good thing that's made of it, but none of them were good enough to turn into radio clips, so unfortunately, it didn't give me any content. It was the 0-1 swing and miss that's on it, too. But I don't mind, like, tuning in and see, even if I'm not paying attention to it, it's to me, it's cool to see all the stuff that happens on the slopes and have it in the background if I'm working. And just amazing how talented these people are. Is the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Kingery chases one well out of the zone, 2 down. But when I watch the Olympics, I want to watch something that I know I can't do, not something that I'm like, I think if you give me 7 or 8 days, I could figure out how to sweep a Roomba. Righty-lefty matchup, pitch on the way, swing, fouls it back. It's all wrong. It's like, I don't want to see cornhole in the Olympics. It's something that after a couple of beers, you kind of figure it out. 0-1 down and in, 1-1. I know there are people that love it, but I just, ugh. 1-1 count. The speed skating, to me, is still the best Olympic event. Is the pitch on the way is sliced towards right field, and that's going to be a single for the Cubbies. And long, and see if that gets something going here for the Chicago Cubs here in the bottom of the fifth with 2 outs, trailing 6-1. I mean, I've fallen down a few hills. I don't know if I could ski down one. Yeah, the coolest thing that I saw, and I wish I could remember who was involved in it, is the first pitch on the way is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. I didn't see it live, but what I saw was someone breaking it down. It was pretty cool how they did the team speed skating. And one of the speed skaters took off like a bat out of hell at the beginning as the 1-0. Swing, slaps it over towards right field. That's through for a base hit, and that's a clean single. And they're going to have runners on the corners with 2 outs, trailing by 5, 6-1. But one of the skaters, she took off like a bat out of hell at the beginning when everybody else is going really slow because they're saving their energy, and she caught up with everybody. And so at the final part of the race, when they blow the whistle when you get to the final lap to indicate you're on the final lap, is the pitch right there is at the knees for a strike. It's on 1 lefty-lefty matchup. Bateman at the plate. He's in for Suzuki. So that person that took off at the very beginning, they blew the whistle because she had gotten to that part. They flip it over to first. So they all take off. She ends up winning the gold. The rest of them stop because they think that was the final lap. It wasn't the final lap for them. It was the final lap for the girl that started the whole pace. So the same country, she raced around and won silver because of that strategy. Pitch misses high and out of the zone. And it was pretty nuts when you realize the pitch on the way, swing, slices it away. What are y'all saying? It's 5-0 USA. Is that second period? I've got it on back in the background, but I really can't make it out. Nothing will ever beat the 1980 U.S. Olympics. Back when it was the college kids against the Wooskies. 1-2 count. Swing, slice it back, foul, do it again. Nothing else, Bateman's making them work, but you got runners on the corners, 2 outs. 1 swing could make this a 2-run game. Thanks, John. I thought that's what I saw, but it's really small print in the back. The 1-2 in the dirt, and the ball gets away. Runner at first stays put. He could probably have scooted up. And Rojas stays put. Six to 1 your score, bottom of the fifth. 2 outs. Whitesox on top of the Cubs. The 2-2. Schweitzer. Swing! Slice down the left field line. Foul. Do it again. Deuce is wild. 2 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count. They don't keep the pitch count on the screen here on Chicago station, so I'm at a loss on that. And they're not keeping up with it on the on the box score. Pitch on the way, caught looking strike 3, caught a frisbee there at the knees, and that'll end the inning. White Sox 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Cubs 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. We'll be back in a flash. To the 6th inning we go here in the Cactus League.
Hey, to all the people out there leaving posters for their lost cats, cats don't get lost. Your cat left you.
Here's to you, Mr. Robinson, Frank Robinson, one of the most underrated players of all time. When he retired in 1976, he ranked 4th on the all-time home run list behind only Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and Willie Mays. He won the American League Triple Crown in 1966. Since, only 2 other players have accomplished this feat. Despite pitching dominating the 60s, he led the league in OPS plus 4 times during that time frame. In 1966, his OPS plus would reach 198, telling you he was twice as productive as the average player during that time. Some players said he was as likely to barrel into second base to break up a double play as he was to hit a home run. On the biggest stage, he thrived, hitting 10 home runs and slugging .532 in just 35 games. He was also named the 1966 World Series MVP. Over his 21-year career, he won Rookie of the Year, 2 MVP awards, 1 Triple Crown, and a Gold Glove to go along with his World Series and All-Star Game MVP awards and his Manager of the Year award in 1989. Simply put, he could do it all.
My period, I have a headache.
You don't have your period.
You know if I got my period or not.
Oh wow, you definitely have it. That's the attitude that Dad talks about.
Fooled me completely. I saw everything that was good in him. He was wonderful with common people. He knew the first names of the people who rolled out the tarp. He knew little things about little people that an arrogant man shouldn't know and couldn't know in a way. On the other hand, he had at least 3 major flaws. He was an addictive gambler, he was an addictive womanizer, and he was absolutely a compulsive perfectionist about work. And all those things got him in trouble. In that sense, he is a tragic character in that he's a man who has a lot of good parts to him, but 1 or 2 or 3 bad areas of his life just ruined him.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Score. This will be the last half inning we bring you as we're going up to the 5 o'clock hour. First pitch on the way is swung on. Fouled off his foot off that 1-0, so it's 1-1. A lot of substitutions taking place. For the White Sox, Connor is in for Hayes. Burke is in for Hill. Montgomery in for Peters. Bergola is in for Murray, for those of y'all who are keeping score. Pitch on the way, swung on and sliced foul out of play. We'll do it again. It's 1-2. The Cubs, McGeary in for Long at first. Rojas in for Bregman. Bateman in for Suzuki. Armas in for Amaya. Chavers in for Carlson in right field. Wogu is in for McCormick. The pitch is sliced back foul. Do it again. Miller in for Ramirez and Triantos in for Kingery. So you see why we're not a big fan of carrying all 9 innings. Because it turns into basically the Bad News Bears scrimmage out there. Pitch on the way. Up top for a strike. We were talking about it in the offseason. I was like, man, I enjoy doing the games, but I really prefer to watch the guys. So if I'm not doing a game, this is what I do during spring training is I'll flip from one game to another. Once they start putting in the single A players, the only ones that really interest me are the Braves because I'm familiar with who they are and I know our needs, et cetera, trade chips. But everything else in the world of baseball, I'm like, man, I don't care who the 5th string second baseman is going to be for the Royals this year. The pitch misses below the zone. Hollowell Bringing it. Check swing. Are you getting an ABS challenge, maybe? I think that's what they're doing here. And it happens quick. That's one thing I like about this ABS challenge. It looks like that was a strike. So it's overturned what was going to be a 3-1 count. It's now a 2-2. So a good challenge there by the backstop of the Cubs. The 2-2. Swing. Pops it back down the line. Bending into the crowd. Man, it's a beautiful day here at the Cubs ballpark. It does appear to be a cloud in the sky. The place is packed, as you can imagine, on an opening day. The 2-2. Caught looking strike 3, punched him out with the slider up top, 2 down. Two down, and Murakami, who's 2 for 3 on the day, takes the first pitch for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Murakami, double and 2 RBIs last time up. He was aided by the sun. Suzuki lost it in the sun, which should have been a routine fly ball. Ended up scoring 2 with the bases loaded. One's fouled back, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Good to see you, Raymond. The 0-2. Punches that down the line, foul. And this Hollowell kid, he's got a nasty, it's almost like a wiffle ball type slider. I think it's that one that a lot of are learning. It's supposed to be a mix between the cutter and the slider. As the 0-2, once again, chop foul. Most of them are calling it the collider because it's really hard to cut it the other way and call it a slutter. The 0-2 caught looking strike 3. That's probably the best way to end a ball game. I mean, a broadcast. He gets him out on the slutter, and we'll see you tomorrow. 12:45 first pitch. Pitch by pitch, play by play. Atlanta Braves start their season against the Tampa Bay Rays. Tomorrow we'll have the whole game right here.